devastation. Your lordship, what happened? Where is Lady Viat? Oh my god. Chat, when we first came to this planet, like, years ago, we killed the governor because she was consorting with Chaos Spawn. This guy just realized it. This is a very old dialogue. Janus was under two distinct threats. The corruption of Chaos in the form of Vistenza Viat and her associates, and the Xenos who had manipulated the servants of the Imperium. I've dealt with both of them. Heresy? Xenos? He makes a protective gesture in the air. God Emperor, preserve us. Your lordship, you have surely saved us from our doom. We will immediately begin scouring the planet to root out any remaining conspirators and traitors. The secretary begins to speak, but thinks better of it, instead choosing to step aside and bow his head as you pass. Yeah, this was a conversation for quite some time ago.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Alright. Did I not have a quest here? Happy Hail the Snail Day, everyone. Yeah, I was trying to think of how to make Mutiny Monday more entertaining, because I love Riftbreaker. I love it. I don't want to put it down, but we've played it so many times. I was thinking, how could we spice it up even more than we already do? Which is, you know, dangerously spicy. I was thinking about making like a spinner program where like it's got like all the weapons and stuff in the game on it, and we spin it, and either we use that to either like choose a weapon and I have to incorporate that weapon somehow, or perhaps like I have to like ban a weapon. Which, like, for some maps, like, for example, if I was playing on the underground map and we banned hammer, I have no idea what I would do. Maybe I'd use a pickaxe, which is, like, just a crap hammer. I'm not sure. Alright, I don't get what's going on here. Oh, that's just points of interest. Okay, I misread this. I thought those were quests I had to do. Okay, so let's go to the Expanse map. Unlimited Baxmoth. Oh my god. Not unlimited Baxmoths. Let's see. Where is some quests? Alright, let's look at our quest log. Hunting grounds. Rumor has it Caligos Winterscale does not have the slightest concern about events in Cronus Expanse and prefers to spend his time hunting. Now may be a good time for the head of the Von Valancius dynasty to pay him a visit to his eminent peer, Nameless Star. And this one is go to Footfall. Foulstone. Targonus, Thebos, Kiavagama, Foulstone. Where is Footfall? I'm lost. I can't find Footfall. That's where we started at the beginning of the game. All right, hold on. Let me just mouse over all of these. Oh my god, they destroyed Footfall. Map needs a search function. Yeah, I'm completely confused. Wasn't it near the bottom? I thought it was. I don't see it. The warp jump was a success, but the Voxmaster reported the following incident. Beautiful blossoming vines covered the deck and bulkheads in loading bay 6. 2 workers had bent down to take a better look at the flowers, and the vines devoured their faces before strangling them. The bay was then sealed and purged. That's fine. Foulstone, Janus. Space combat available in this mission. Go to Footfall. Where the fucking Footfall? Go to Dargonus. Wait, isn't that Dargonus? No, that's Foulstone. Dargonus is way up there. Oh my god. This is actually stupid. Yeah, we need a surge drive. It used to, I swear it had one of these little stamps next to one of the solar systems for Footfall, but I cannot find it. Look for the maw. The maw. Near the bottom. I don't know what the maw is. I'm sorry. In the circle. Here? Footfall! Oh my god, thank you. That's stupid. Enforcers from different decks of the Von Valancia's vessel report a terrifying sight. The skin of some crew members has become translucent, revealing knots of muscle and blood vessels beneath. Worse yet, small spider-like insects were seen scurrying inside of them, snow white and sparkling like ice. The transformed could not see this phenomenon in themselves or anyone else, only occasionally complaining about a prickly feeling in their extremities. Some were branded as mutants and killed. The survivors reverted back after the vessel emerged in real space. That's all. Old Smashy, you did not know where to go. Shut up. Footfall. Lord Captain, we've received a Vox message from Footfall. The Inquisition has declared martial law on the station due to the threat of Malleus Extremis. Docking will require special permission, and even the most of the asteroids have been cordoned off. The station's custodian, her ladyship Incendia Corda, sends her greetings and invites your lordship to disembark at the docks with a small retinue. Her enforcers will meet you there to escort to another chamber for private audience. Very well, let us take a look at Footfall's new hospitality. As you wish. Atrium is the only option. Yes, bring the angel. Atrium. What's up? He said squeak. New loading screen. The chin scratch loading screen. Long load. Footfall must have added some high definition.
What lies beyond?
Goods. Fireproof cape, immune to burning. I wonder if you could still get the burning deer buff. There's a psychic ability to set an ally on fire so they do more melee damage.
Gamora will not soon forget when they played host to the Edfater at Ulfar. I would love to see their feeble spirits writhing in the storm of souls we wrought.
Perhaps being there would pose no threat to you, mighty Ulfar, but I would likely lose my eyes at the sight of the colors roiling there.
Oh yes, indeed.
Oh yes.
We'll see.
Oh, what's happening?
I see dead people.
Can't read the sign that's on them.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Cargo. Let's see. The stinking mass of charred, partially incinerated corpses smolders under the weight of fresh bodies. Piracy. Heresy. Piracy. Heresy. Blasphemy. Dissent. So maybe that's like their crime?
There will be no peace in my wake.
Piracy. Anver. Have mercy. Our families are starving. We have only taken a couple of Nutri-Bars. Lies. I see clearly with my naked eye the corruption that has engulfed your nature. Only the cleansing fire can absolve you now. Guilty. Is that Corda? Corda, you're not you and you're hungry. Eat a Nutri-Bar. Oh, dang. That was enacted quite quickly. Is this fire cleansing enough for you, you crazy hag? The Emperor protects me. Guilty. Burn him. I commend his attempt. Incendia Corda is absorbed in reading a long strip of parchment. Her left hand is holding a silver spoon, with which she is carefully scooping up brain matter from the open skull of the man contorted next to her. Is she eating it? Mugvan Lugvan Valancius, I have been informed of your arrival. Exhaustion has crisscrossed Incendia's features with lines. Her cheek is twisted in a continuous nervous tick, yet her eyes are ablaze with indomitable resolve. A brilliant aura of power and righteous fury surrounds her like a mantle. She gracefully brings a gold plated inhaler to her lips, takes a deep breath, and the fire in her gaze flares like a plasma thruster. Awareness. Examine. Success. One look at Incendia's full dress uniform shows it has not been changed in many days. The collar is greasy and the laces are stained with sweat. The air is tinged and the smell of an inhaled stimulant that is used to give serfs the ability to work multiple watches without rest. Brain snacks, yeah. Point at the man with the open skull. What is that? She sinks her silver spoon into the man's brain and slowly consumes the revolting morsel. She is eating it! I must know the taste of a criminal's thoughts. It is how I learn to recognize their patterns. Disgusting. Unspeakably so. A pure soul cannot conceive or fathom of workings of the criminal mind. The weak embrace their ignorance while the strong banish it. If only you knew what it's like to be familiar with every shade of corruption that lurks in depraved souls. Something wild sparks in her pale eyes. You must not know the first thing about perceiving it, sensing it, peering into people's souls and seeing the heinousness therein. You do not know what it's like to look at their faces and see the brand of their impious deeds. But I know it all too well, and none will escape my wrath. What manner of slaughterhouse is this? Some atrocious travesty of justice? She jerks her chin up and responds haughtily. This is true justice. Unprejudiced, inescapable, and equally merciless to all. You just killed a man for a Snickers. The Lord Inquisitor has bestowed upon me the honor of bringing order to this cesspool of pirates and heretics, to rid Footfall of the corruption that has fettered its limbs and turned this imperial station into a hotbed of free thinking and inefficiency, and I will not rest until all have been judged. Incendia studies you with a predatory smile. It must have been the Emperor's providence that brought you here to my court. It would be my pleasure to indict you for the crimes you have committed. Persuasion. I have just broken out after being held captive by Xenos and Komarog and butchering my way through scores of enemies of humanity. Tell me, Am I truly the greatest enemy of the Imperium you've been able to find? That you are loathed and feared by the enemies of humanity does not make you pure in the eyes of the Emperor, but perhaps he saw fit to set you on a different path, one of righteous xenocide and blood-soaked redemption for your faults. I would never dare to go against his will. Draw my weapon. No more judgments. Cease this disgrace and get off Footfall. Incendia touches a panel on the throne's armrest and is immediately shielded by a refractor field. You hear the sounds of alarms going off in the distance. A mocking smile cuts across her face. Go ahead, Muck Von Luck. Give me a reason. The warrior clad in inquisitorial armor announces, the Lord Inquisitor's instructions were to maintain order and ensure his allies' safety, using any methods, however extreme they may be. If her ladyship is gravely threatened, we are authorized to detonate the dome over this sector. Doing so will trigger an explosive decompression. The attackers will be destroyed during decompressurization, while her ladyship will be protected by the field protected by her throne. I urge you not to take steps that might be interpreted as an act of aggression. That is so stupid. Oh my god. I hate that so much. It gave me the option to draw my weapon, so I thought I could actually, like, kill this insane lunatic right now. But no, we've got bombs over the whole city. Ugh. What happened between you and Winterscale? Winterscale is a traitor. While the Expanse burns, ravaged by heretics and unhallowed Xenos, he abandoned his duty completely and had the nerve to ignore the Lord Inquisitor's call to battle. My servants are taking over his worlds and ships, while he is hiding from reckoning and indulging his base urges. Soon enough, he too will stand before judgment. Have you and Caligos lost your minds? The Expanse is in a calamitous state, and you two are busy settling scores. You must cease this at once. Negotiating with that mad dog is off the table now. He will merely laugh at your talks of reconciliation and execute your envoys. For too long, Caligos reveled in impunity and believed himself king of the world, says the lady eating brains and executing people for candy bars. So you're in charge of Footfall now? Indeed I am. When the Lord Inquisitor enacted martial law in the Expanse, I offered him my support at once. Footfall was chosen as the Lord Inquisitor's headquarters, and the position of Footfall's liege was temporarily abolished while this war lasts, or perhaps longer than that. All authority was transferred to the station's warden, to me. While the Lord Inquisitor is preoccupied with matters of strategic planning, I am tasked with security and order. And there's much to do on that front. Pirates and smugglers, apostates and cold traders, deserters and outlaws, every one of them warrants attention. Incendia cracks her neck that must have grown stiff after so many hours of reading. Then she picks up another sheet. Everywhere you look, servants are buckling under heavy stacks of new denunciations, warrants, and other documents. Where is the Lord Inquisitor? In the Liege's chambers, coordinating the Expanse's defense. His attention is focused on matters of vital importance, and he is not seeing any supplicants. The soldier wearing inquisitorial armor echoes Incendia's words. Your lordship cannot see the Lord Inquisitor now. However, he bade me to inform your lordship that he will summon you later when the circumstances permit him to do so. Chuckle and point at the hapless assassin's corpse. I could tell you are quite popular with the locals. This attempt was mediocre and far from the worst, but my enforcers and my throne keep me safe. Incendia pats an armrest and smiles. Its refractor field is impervious even to tank shells. That thief Takara had the sacred Drusian relic stashed in one of his storerooms. What makes you think you're entitled to govern this place as you see fit? Such is the law of Footfall. Any rogue trader who arrives here assumes the right of absolute authority. Surely it is not that cutthroat Takara who deserves to rule this station. He will soon be hanging from a noose, and so will his Casbalican henchmen, and so will the Anver firebrands whose outrageous activities brought Footfall so much grief. She looks at you with a gloating smirk. Once you hindered my efforts to subdue this station, and yet here I am now dispensing justice to the wicked. I only regret I was unable to get started sooner. Then Takara's troublemakers would have already been crushed instead of lurking in cargo bays and maintenance tunnels. Regardless, I will deal with them soon enough. Whom do you judge? All of them. Thieves, smugglers, pirates, traitors, heretics, deserters, abettors, harborers, cowards, and perjurers. Any who has ever trespassed, any who has ever protected a miscreant or kept quiet about a crime they knew of, they will all be condemned. With obsessive determination, Incendia starts going through her papers, seemingly no longer aware that she's doing so. More and more new convicts are being granted the great boon of undergoing servitude imperpetuous and having rid themselves of sinful consciousness, of serving the Imperium free of doubt and wickedness, Footfall will once again become a bastion of law and righteousness. I will eradicate all heresy that prevents the faithless from giving themselves over to the good of toiling in his name. How long has your court been in session already? Incendia seems slightly perplexed by your question. She starts moving signed sentences from one side to another, then says uncertainly, 3 weeks. The court carries on day and night, so my sense of time eludes me. 3 weeks she's been doping to stay awake. There is nothing just about this trial. Your accusations are contrived, and their purpose is simply to turn the entire population of Footfall into pliant automatons. Do you think I find enjoyment in this? Looking at vileness upon vileness, listening to one excuse after another? I loathe this, and despite every malefactor out there. If I were weak of will, I would have obliterated this foul station with nuclear fire. Instead, I'm here to offering each one of them the right to be judged in his name and the chance to return to his fold renewed. The universe is a terrifying place. We are surrounded by the arch-enemy's machinations and Xeno scum who would deny us our right to exist. The threat is inconceivable, and human weakness will not help us avert it. If man is weak, I rid him of his spinelessness and feebleness, endowing him with the sacred narrowness of mind and eradicating all that prevents him from utilizing his own whole self in the service of the Imperium. Awareness test success. She's not lying. You could tell by her eyes and voice trembling with earnest faith that Incendia genuinely believes in every word she just said. We shall see whether Footfall will thank the Emperor for your reign. In due time, I will weed out all the taint that has been bred here in Footfall for so long, and then pious fear, loyalty, and devotion will once again become the pillars of this station under his watchful eye. Enough words. Your accused wait, and so do my duties. I hate this option. Wait. You have a duty to the Emperor that you must see to. Vladame Takara, the deplorable rebel who once ruled the station, has slipped away from me. He is instigating the people to revolt, killing my servants, and hiding from my wrath with the dexterity of a void rat. My informers claim he often appears in the den of unrest that bears the irreverent name Adeptus Ammassicus. That was the bar where I was supposed to meet Jay, and she didn't show up. We have made several attempts to arrest him, yet he evaded capture each time. Reverend Hieronymus has gone there to convince him to surrender quietly, but his efforts have likewise been unsuccessful. In the interest of Footfall's integrity, Takara must be apprehended. As the rogue trader in authority, I order you to aid me in bringing him to justice. The asteroid where the Adeptus Ammassicus has been located has been cordoned off, but my enforcers will take you there. I want you to lure Takara out of his hole and seize him so that he may stand trial. Do this for the sake of Footfall's liberation and pave the road with my justice will tread. You pronounce Vladame a criminal. Why wouldn't I? That vile rogue's infamy is known to all. He patronized thieves, smugglers, and pirates. By his allowance, heresies and unholy cults flourished. Yet that he has evaded punishment this long can only be described as gross negligence, which I intend to rectify before long. Why did Hieronymus go to the Adeptus Ammassicus? Reverend Hieronymus headed where the rebels are seen the most often, so he could preach to them and sway them to repent. Alas, he still cannot see the difference between those who have erred and those who are beyond any hope of redemption. Lie. I will drag Vladame before this court. Your cooperation will be taken into account, Muck Von Luck. But remember, her eyes flash maniacally, none of the rebel leaders are allowed to die before their trial. I forbid you to execute them without my leave. Yeah, because you want to eat their brains. Oh, I just realized. I think the guy she's eating out of his brain, he's alive. Ugh. Nasty.
In
there's
this
loot back here.
tapestry of the world, I
Fargo.
am the rogue thread.
Woman of the Soul Sea, accept this amulet as a token of my respect for your craft. Every experienced ship pirate on Fenris wears one of these.
Thank you, Ulfa. I am pleased to know that I am worthy of the Space Wolf's trust, and even more pleased to see it in the motley flashes surrounding your radiant soul.
Okay, he made her a necklace. How sweet. Alright. Alright. Quick save there, chat. I am out of time, and we will pick it up from here next time, where hopefully we get to turn her shield off and shoot her many times.